No, stay there.
Stay there.
You're not being mean. You're just being the pack leader,
Right.
which is an area that you don't touch often.
He's the man you turn to when you need help to discipline and train your dog. Cesar Millan is the star of the hit show The Dog Whisperer, and now he's bringing his skills to Canada. The self-taught trainer is touring 9 Canadian cities. Actually, I think they just added a few more to that because he's so popular. That'll all happen this fall with his interactive show, Cesar Millan Live. But before he hits the road, he's here in our studio this morning, which is very exciting for us. Thank you so much for making time.
Thank you so much for waiting for me. I appreciate it.
It's very exciting. It's the first time for you to do this tour in Canada.
First time in Canada,
And
yes.
because it's so popular, you just said that they added a couple more
They
venues.
added a few more, ma'am. Yes.
Because you're going to be busy.
Yes, I'm busy already, but I'm definitely want to be busy here in Canada. I mean, it's my neighbor, and I haven't been here, you know. So now that they invited me, I'm right here.
Well, one of the things that you get asked, and we talked about when we were promoting having you here, is the mistakes that people make, the more common mistakes. What would be one of the most common mistakes people make when they're training their animal, their dog?
Well, you said it right, training their animal instead of training themselves to recognize how much the influence. A lot of people, you know, ask a dog to do certain thing when they're still nervous inside, when they don't have the time to really put into the dog. I always say calm, assertive state. Most of the people confuses assertiveness with frustration or anger.
Okay.
You know, and many people say, I am calm, Cesar, I am calm.
And there's nothing about their body language that's saying
It's nothing about it. It's all intellectual, not really consciousness. So you need to understand how you feel. A dog doesn't know what you do for a living, right? So
True.
a dog knows how you live your life. So a dog really brings simplicity into your life. You just have to take the time to relax.
So how much is it that you, when you do your thing and you've got a dog and an owner, how much is training the owner and how much is training the dog?
Well, it's 100% training the owner. It's 100%. And what you see is transformation in the dog, because the dog is reacting based on what is available to him.
Yeah.
You know, so if the owner changes the state of mind, the dog changes with. The dog is a mirror. You know, so if the person doesn't understand that they're dealing with anxiety on their own, the dog tells you, look, we are all anxious.
Yeah. Have you ever, I mean, come across dogs where you know, I mean, certainly you'd know right away, depending on the issue, it's going to take a long time or a short time. Are there any that you say, I don't think I can help this dog?
I honestly say, I don't think I can help the human, because the human doesn't want the help. The human believes it's the dog who needs to change, or the human believes it's his whole entire family who needs to change, not him or her himself, you know.
Interesting. Just before we came up on camera, we were talking about dogs like pit bulls, like the kinds of dog that some people are afraid of, and you're saying that that's just misinformation.
Well, it's not the breed, it's the human behind the dog. They're all dogs. Animal, dog, breed, name. So to blame one just because he's a certain breed is to a certain form of breedism or racism towards the breed. My right hand is a pit bull, you know. Pity from the Little Rascals was a pit bull. So it's who is behind that dog that makes him balanced or unstable. What is the motive, you know, to have a powerful breed with them?
Did you ever think that you'd have this kind of success, this kind of following, when you started this program? I guess in 2004 is when you started The Dog Whisperer.
You know what I tell my kids? You never, you know, you just dream big and just be ready for changes. You know, when I was 13 years old, I told my mom, Mom, I want to be the best dog trainer in the world. You think I can be? And my mom turns around and says, of course you can do whatever you want. So believing in yourself and believing, you know, that somebody can help you, like God or your mom or your parents, is a must. But, you know, I thought I was going to train dogs.
Yeah.
Now I'm training people and rehabilitating dogs.
And we're going to have you back, and we're going to have some dogs for you to deal with, and some owners as well. So thank you so much for staying with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
We'll be right back with you in just a little while. For more information, by the way, on Cesar's tour dates, go to our website, canadaam.ctv.ca, and make sure to stay with us, because as I mentioned, throughout the show, Cesar will be here tackling dog problems.
Cool.
And it is a big day here on Canada AM as well, because this morning we have the Dog Whisperer live in studio. Cesar Millan is the star of the hit TV show, and he is the man who can fix your dog problems. That's a look outside at some of the folks who showed up to the studio this morning with their dogs. Some of them, I understand, have some issues.
Don't look at me.
No, well, no. Reese is not an issue dog.
He's not an issue dog.
But some of them are, and he's going to tackle those problems coming up on the show.
Right over to Jennifer Ward and your morning headlines.
Thanks to both of you. Good morning.
a long
And I know
weekend,
exactly
yeah.
why there was a hesitation, because you're looking over, you didn't see Jeff.
In my peripheral vision, I did not see
Jeff, that's
Jeff.
right, because
So
Jeff
I thought,
is outside.
okay, it's just the two of
He
them.
has gone to the dogs,
He's
as
gone
they
to the
say.
dogs. There you go. Let's see if they can teach him something.
There we go.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. Actually, we're out here with Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer, and I know we just met him, but nice to see you, sir. Great to have you in this country. And also, we have a selection of dogs out here for Cesar to have a look at today. And we're also going to look at some specific problems, because that's what you do. But I just wanted to ask you quickly, too, is that, you know, it's interesting you say when you give a command to your dog, they don't really know what you're saying.
They don't. They just know how you feel. So if
Right.
you want to speak Spanish tomorrow, they don't know you just changed to Spanish. They just know how you feel.
And how do they know, like, how you feel, meaning what vibe you're giving them, what emotions they feel coming from you?
But mentally, you know, frustration or anxiety is either or. Is going to be instability. So
Right.
To them, it's not what you're saying; it's how you say
How
it.
you say it. All right, well, I want you to meet Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
And this is Clyde. This is her dog, Clyde.
The coonhound.
Yeah, so Nicole, tell Cesar what Clyde's issues are.
Well, barking for one, but more severe is the cats. I have a couple of cats, and every time they're outside, he chases them off the property.
Yeah.
Small dogs tend to be an issue as well. He's only had one incident where he kind of nipped, and I'm scared to bring him around other small dogs now, just because of that.
What is your reaction when that happens?
It only happened the one time, as I said, but I was pulling him back, get him off.
With the cats,
Yes.
who rules the house? The cats?
They were first, so yes.
Okay. So outdoors, he goes into a different state of mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you think that changes when he goes into the outside world?
He.
How do you deal with that?
With this, it's because he can't meet the other dogs, and there's little dogs here, so he's distracted right now. But he doesn't normally do this.
He doesn't normally, when there's no dogs around.
No dogs, no barking.
Right. All right. So how can I help you with a little dog or any dog? What can we do?
I'd like to feel more comfortable with being around a little dog.
Okay.
I'm reluctant to have him go up to one because of the biting. So if you could work on that, that would be great.
Going to the little dog will be ideas for the little dog to come to him. It would be more ideal. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Do we have another?
Can we bring a little dog?
Does anybody voluntarily?
Can we have someone volunteer to bring a little dog forward? And okay, and Cesar is going to. Okay, here's a little dog. Okay, so
in this case, here, I would not
I'll
allow.
t-
Hold on.
hold
There we
on,
go.
hold on,
'Cause-
okay.
Because the little dog is unsure, it's not a fair reunion, you know. And then you're tense, so that alone just say this is not a good meeting.
right. Okay.
What about the owner of the dog? Is it here?
The owner's right here. Yes, the owner of the little dog is
Here.
right here. He's a very big man.
So
Okay, here we go.
First thing is
There you go, you can
this.
take
We
that
have to remove this behavior, as you know, so you recognize this. This to the side, it just gives him access for us to see if we can get him out of balance through that, you know. So then we bring. There we go. So the nose is what we want him to work. There we go. He's working right there. That's what we want. There we go. So if the little dog doesn't want to be close, it's not the ideal. It's just
Sure.
distance right
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
You know, but the most important part is to challenge the owner, then actually create the meeting.
Right. Okay. Sure.
So
Absolutely.
That's number one. Yeah. So this is very typical of coonhounds. They found something and they tell you they found something. Beagles do the same thing. So this is not aggression. This is just I found something.
So can I just? And we're running out of
Yeah.
time here, Cesar. But do sometimes people misinterpret aggression for just being the natural dog habit?
Most of the time, people are so afraid that they see imagination.
Yes,
Everything
okay.
they see is imagination. It's not even happening. The dog is not biting the little dog, but in their mind, they're seeing he's going to bite the little dog.
All right. Well, now Nicole, you and Cesar can kind of keep working on
Yeah.
this. I got to do the weather across the country,
Go ahead.
and it looks like this today.
And good morning. Of course, his name is Cesar Millan, but you probably know him best as the dog whisperer. He is here live today, and so are a few of our furry friends. We're asking Cesar to help with some common dog problems just ahead, and this is just outside our studio, by the way. A lot of folks showing up with their dogs, some with some issues that Cesar's already dealt with one of them.
Yeah.
And we're going to join him again to deal with a few more.
That's right. Now, he would be the first to say, as he just said, and if you watch the show, you know this, there's no dog problems. There are people problems.
Yeah, you bet.
That's it. What does he say? I rehabilitate dogs. I train people. Also, Ed, we're going to get you ready for the Toronto. Right out to Jeff. He's standing by just outside our studio. Hey, buddy.
All right. Hey, good morning, Bev Seamus, and I'm, of course, with Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer. But the more you get to hear Cesar and get to know him a little bit, you really could be called a human whisperer because it's the humans you're always dealing with here in conjunction with getting their dog issues settled.
Definitely working on that show, by the way.
Absolutely. All right.
Human whisperer.
Should say too. Caesar's six seasons of the Dog Whisperer starts Sunday on the National Geographic Channel. Huge tour coming up across Canada. You can link to it on our website starting in late October. So you're busy, but this is Truly, and Truly has Clover. And Truly, tell Cesar what Clover's.
She's a runner.
She's a runner.
She's a runner. So if she's not on her leash, she's in the front yard. If she sees a squirrel, a bird, a motorcycle, she's gone. And a motorcycle, she'll chase the whole way up the street, run right in front of it. And she doesn't listen. She doesn't come or stay. So very bad.
Well, when we met, I mean, we didn't have this in camera, right? But when we met, she came to me with the tail up and ears forward. This is the reason why I did not pet her.
Okay.
You know, so that's
Well, how come though?
because she was in a dominant state.
Okay.
And I will be nurturing dominance. So right now, what you experience, this is dominance.
Right.
You know, so when one of the things that I teach in the show is to teach a dog to walk next to you or behind.
Right.
And so what I was see that tail?
Yeah.
That tail is telling you exactly what the mind is. The mind is in a dominant state. So,
Right.
so when what's her name again?
Clover.
Clover. Yeah.
No, the dog.
The dog.
Clover?
Yeah. When Clover came towards her and put her paws on you, she gave affection. So she unconsciously nurtures dominance. You know? And in the show, I mentioned that at least a million times.
Right.
But when it comes to people's dogs, they don't apply it on their dogs. They can see a dominance in another dog, but they don't see dominance in their dog because the dog becomes a baby. So what I say is animal, dog, breed, name. Well, people see it as name, breed, human.
Right.
You see it? So then they're going to humanize the relationship. And so right now what we're seeing is the typical behavior of a little dog who controls the relationship with human.
So the dog is in control.
Yeah.
And Truly should be in control.
Yeah, I mean, I, as you know, I have a pack of dogs, and they won't move in front of me, because I know that if they move in front, they can actually go and accept some of the fights that are created over there. But if they stay behind, they stay in a calm submissive state.
So Clover runs because she knows she can.
Because she's in control of the relationship.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so sometimes sometimes you mentioned that sometimes I do ask her to follow me, and sometimes I don't. So that tells you discipline.
Right.
So the consistency is very important about who set the rules, boundaries, and limitations. It's very important in order for them to always, come back to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is a typical. Well,
I
it's
should
best
keep
not
her back
to.
here?
It's
Okay.
best, and it's only when you allow the behavior to go in front. I'm not saying not to let them do it. I'm just saying make sure you create it.
You're the one in control, not
She's
the dog.
not the one doing it.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, well, listen, Truly is going to work on that a little bit, and a little bit later in the show, we'll be coming back because we'll have another dog at 8:30, and then, of course, she'll be out here with Bev and Seamus, and they have dogs as well. And we all have a whole bunch of dogs out here. So we're here with Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer, but let's talk about the weather across the country today.
And that is your news here on Canada AM. Now it's back out to Jeff, who's with the Dog Whisperer.
All right, thank you, Jen. Yes, Cesar Millan is here. Boy, his sixth season on the National Geographic Channel starts on Sunday, September 12th, and he's got a tour coming up across Canada beginning late October. You can go to our website to find out. We've been looking at some owners call them problems with their dogs. You might call them problems with the owners.
The dog has a problem with the owner.
Exactly. Here's Carissa, and Carissa, tell us what problems you're having. What's your dog's name?
It's Maya.
Maya, okay.
She's a almost 5-month-old golden retriever, and she likes to see people, dogs, kids. She'll jump right on them. She pulls. I've been walking her, and she will almost drag me.
Right. But she's a jumper too, you're saying?
Oh, she jumps also, yeah.
Okay, so that's...
She'll be happy to see you and jump right up on you, yeah.
Okay, so Cesar?
But that's Ivan, and it's nothing wrong with this type of leashes. It's just this leash allows the dog to go in front of you.
Right.
So it's all about a structure here, and I see that I'm glad that Canada needs my help. I didn't think Canadians needed my help, but I see that they do. And so one of the things that you can do with little dogs to teach them how to move slower is is to entice them with a simp. See, this is they used to jump for things, so I'm not going to give her until she relaxes. So relax the leash. There we go. So you always bring the nose here. You wait for that.
Wow.
See it? You don't give them just there you go. Then you wait. Then you give her here. It's not a lot, very little. See it? And then so this way, a dog can learn by playing or by with a little bit of treats. There you go. So here we go again. You answer that.
So that seems like such a simple gesture, doesn't it, Carissa? Which brings me to this question. How long does it take to rehab or to get your dog or the human to rehab through to solve the problem?
But this is not rehab. This is prevention.
Right.
This is just a little dog who has received things before excited.
Right.
Yeah.
And the key here is if he's not excited,
He
then
receives
he's less likely to jump up because he's not excited. But how long would the process take to have him stop jumping?
Well, he stopped right now. You just have to be consistent.
No, exactly.
Yes, this is better.
Yeah.
This just have, so here, you can bring food, doesn't mean you're going to give it to him. You wait for that, and then you reward that. And you can play, I mean, it's not that it's a lot. I'm sorry, this is a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not that it's a lot, it's just very little.
Right, right.
So you let him lick it more than you let it eat it.
And Maya would only get this when she's sitting down, relaxed.
Then they relay. Then she relays that everybody that she comes near, she have to sit down and relax.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So here it is. Sometimes you ignore the behavior. Sometimes you address the behavior. Her excitement is not too high. That's what I'm not doing anything about. I'm just ignoring it.
Right. Right.
So then she does her other half, which is okay. So if I can't get what I want, by jumping, how can I get it sitting down? So then she learned. To stay relaxed. And at the same time, you have to understand how to wean out of food. So not every time she sits down, you give her food.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they become so codependent of food.
All the time, yeah.
Food is just a motivator.
All right, well, we're going to have much more with Cesar in this half hour, but we've got to get to the weather across the country, and we get back to Cesar then with a couple of more humans, Bev and Seamus, our hosts, that, have some concerns about their pets. The weather looks like this across the
Italian restaurant. 2011 early birds are selling fast. Book now. See your travel agent or call 1-866-339-1353.
We got all sorts of people out here with their dogs.
And the dogs are doing all the talking.
Yeah, they are indeed. So this is my guy Reese, and Reese is he's a Labradoodle. Bev knows him well, and he's a good little guy, but he hates being on the leash. And I know Cesar would say it's something I'm doing.
You get worried when you're taking him up. People think you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. First of all,
Hello.
Cesar
Good
Millan,
to
the
see
dog
you.
whisperer. Firstly, when I'm leaving the house with the leash, he's traumatized. I have to convince him. I have to put the leash on. Then he rubs his neck to try and almost like he's trying to get it off. He's uncomfortable with it. Then we're walking. He's kind of looking at me like I hit him. People are looking at us because he's cowering. Now once we get to the dog park, he's fine. And on the way home, he can't wait to get home. So, but it's the putting on of the leash. So, something I'm doing. I know it's something I'm doing.
Well, so you're saying that when you're bringing the leash out, he gets into that state?
Oh, he'll go to the other side of the house.
Have you ever tried like a little piece of ham, a little piece of turkey, so he relates,
No, but I
leash
should.
with
That's
food? Just in the beginning.
Really obvious, really.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Just in the
That's
beginning.
exactly what I should be doing.
First bring the scent.
Okay.
All right. So most of the people, what they do is, once they bring whatever, let's say cheese, right? Everybody wants to show it to their eyes. You don't want to show it. You actually want to attract it. See, you want to attract the nose. There you go. Once when he's engaged with it, then you bring the leash, and then you bring the leash right next to the food.
So the
See it?
association.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not showing the food. You want the nose to pick up on it. 60% of the brain is controlled by the nose. Their nose is our eyes. If we don't see it, we don't believe it, they don't smell it, they don't know what it is.
That's interesting.
You see it? So that's how you got to treat the situation. Then they're so focused on what you have. There we go. Then you bring the leash, and then the leash becomes that axis.
So he gets happy.
Well, you're motivating him in a way that he wants to be motivated.
That makes a lot of sense.
And then, obviously you give a little bit, and then you put the leash on. And eventually you don't have to. And this is not for every single dog. Some dogs
But
are
again,
more ball
repetition
driven.
too, right?
consistency, because even lazy people are consistent. So
Yeah.
consistency is
Consistent
not
in
the
their
problem.
laziness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, consistency is
Down.
not the problem. It's what kind of consistency are you follow? Are you
Yeah.
conscious about what you're following?
That makes a lot
So
of
we've
sense.
got, I think we've got another dog that's got a different issue. Where's our next candidate?
Come on down.
Oh, chicken. There you go.
He's a chicken? Oh.
Check in.
Oh, he's chicken.
Not
Okay.
chicken.
Check in,
Right, he's
right.
checking
That's
about
much
it. Look at
better.
him. So he seems good. You've got a muzzle on him.
No, that's a halting.
Oh, how come? Now, what's that? Just to help
It's a
train?
different way of leading a dog. Sometimes it's collar, sometimes it's a harness. You know, humans invent a lot of things, so that's just
Is
it's
there
a
any one
gentle
that you
leader is
prefer?
called. I grew up with a rope, and my grandfather we just passed that rope to generations and generations. But when I went to America, it's leashes for everything.
Yeah.
In different colors, and so it's not the leash that's going to allow you to control the situation. It's your state of mind. So that's what I help her with, is to understand how to lead the situation. He was a little bit unstable in the beginning, and now he is being social, calm, submissive.
He's
you know.
talking.
Well, that's a coonhound behavior.
Is
you
that
know,
normal?
beagles do that. Yeah, that's communication. You know, but you can control that as well.
So
But the
now,
most important part is he's not moving towards the dog.
right?
You know. Yeah.
He
You want me
seems
to hold it underneath
okay.
that? Oh, he's fine, and she's doing a lot better. Her
Yeah?
shoulders were pretty uptight in the beginning, so it was a little hard for her to control the situation.
So, and again, that you were dealing with the nose, like making sure the nose can go to another dog, and
Yeah, to greet another dog, to really help him to understand how to greet without being so abrupt.
Caesar, you gave him one piece of cheese. He's not going to leave you alone. Now. He's not going anywhere.
See what I mean? When I get with a little bit of
I
piece of
know,
cheese,
I
I get
know.
100% attention.
I know. Who do we have next?
There we go. Good.
Come on in.
oh, truly, and this is Clover.
Hey, Truly, hold on to that. There you go.
So his issue?
She
Her
runs.
issue.
She's a runner.
She runs.
She's a runner and she doesn't listen.
So when she runs, and will she listen when you want to call her back? Will she eventually come back, or she keeps running?
When she decides to. She'll usually just turn around and look at me and just keep going.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I'm learning to fall in love with Canada as well. I love Canada, beautiful country, but now the people, I'm getting that you guys need my help too. So.
Yes.
Oh yes, we do.
I think you're going to be a busy guy. What would be the first thing if the dog keeps running and isn't listening? What would be the first thing that you try to work at?
Oh, you're talking to me?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking. Well, see, in this case, see how she's manipulating the situation. This is why harness are not very helpful in this situation, because harness were made for pulling purpose or tracking purpose.
Okay.
So any dog is going to be very excited. It's going to resist your call, your direction. See, with leashes or anything that is targeted in the neck, it's easier to redirect the behavior. It's easy to stop. You know, you have two options. You can redirect the behavior, which that's what we did with your dog, or you can block the behavior. So that's what we did with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
So I'm suggesting for her just to learn to use the leash on the neck in the beginning, just to calm the brain down, because the harness makes the brain do this.
oh,
So you're gonna be pulling the dog all the time.
So when they get fixated on something, you just kind of give them a little snap.
To the
snap.
side.
Yeah.
To the side.
To the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get them out of balance. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
how important is it ever that you're getting the dogs? I mean, you're saying the nose is 60% of the brain,
Yeah.
but to look in their eyes, is that ever a helpful?
Well, it's nose, eyes, ears. That's the order.
Okay.
You know, definitely eye contact is a way of communication. I can tell you.
60% is nose. Though.
60% is nose. 50% is eyes. At nighttime, they don't use their eyes. I mean, barely. Most of the time, the dog's using his nose. 25% is controlled by the ear, but the ear is is connected to the nerve system. That's what they get afraid of sound.
Right.
So you can condition them to do sit, and the dog will sit, but that's conditioning. But a dog can also become afraid from sound. That's the nerve
You know,
system.
I don't know if it's because you're here, but we've got a number of dogs here,
Yeah,
and they're so good today.
Well, he was creating a lot of the
Tension?
reaction.
Yeah.
By
But look at he's so
howling.
calm now. He's
doing-
just fine.
Definitely. He's
Cesar
in front of a
Millan, what a
little dog.
pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it. Canada,
much.
here I come.
We'll be right back.
Hey, bud, you were
It's
good.
so true, because he was barking.
Ben's just showing
Oh,
off.
no, he's just, that's how he
Wow,
knows.
her dog's so
He
great.
loves to hug. But this is an amazing transformation. this one.
Amazing.
Yeah, if you saw at 7:30 this morning, this dog, when I walked out, was just barking like crazy. Look at him now.
Just in the course of the show. Miracle worker.
No, you rehabilitate dogs, you train people.
Yes, I am. the dog.
And you're going to have a lot of work to do in Canada. Your first time in
Can't
Canada.
wait. Yes.
You've got 10, 11 different venues you're going to be
Yes.
working at. You can get a link on our website to all of your stuff. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you
here
guys.
this morning.
Bye-bye, Canada. See you there.
Have a great day.
Hey, bud, you were pretty good.